My name is Monty Rubman, and I have a sex case, and I didn't do anything. People all the time, they deny things that they did in life, especially when they go to jail or they get arrested and they're facing time. I'm facing no time at all, inshallah. I'm 38 years old. In 2020, I was staying at the men's homeless shelter in Cleveland, Ohio, 2100 Lakeside Drive, Cleveland, Ohio, 44114. I was living there, and a guy named Eric Wells, 320 pounds, 6'3", 42 years old, pulled a knife on me, and because I told him he couldn't use my cable cord to charge his phone. When he did it, he told me don't get up. He was going to cut my throat, and he ran to the staff, members of the homeless shelter, and started talking to them about a lovely day. Like he didn't just do anything because he knew I was going to get up and come towards him. So I got up and I went to the staff that he was standing by and explained to him what happened. In the midst of this, another one of the staff members was walking up from behind us, and they caught him actually throwing the same knife that I claimed that he pulled on me into the trash. So they grabbed it out the trash, had it as evidence, separated us. The lead staff member said, the supervisor said, deal with it, and sent us back to our racks. I asked them, could they move him since we slept next to each other? They wouldn't do it. So when I end up eventually going back to my rack, we got into another argument. The guy pulled out some scissors. I took it from him, and I stabbed him 4 times, not trying to kill him. Just stabbed him in his left arm twice and his right arm twice. And I explained to him that I wasn't going to kill him, and they need to sit down and back up. And when he did that, I went back to the staff, took the knife, the scissors to them, explained to them what happened again, and the police came. They took me to jail, and they arrested me with 2 assaults. 2 assaults. Smoking CBD right now. So when I went to jail, they told me that I had a case, another case with it. So I went to jail with this one charge, and they ended up telling me I had another charge. And the second charge was, they said, even though I'm 38 years old, when I was 17 years old, I had a girlfriend that was 13 years old. I didn't know who they were talking about, all the way up to sentencing. They didn't even tell me. I didn't get any, I didn't know who the victim was, any kind of thing. All I know was that I didn't do it. So in sentencing, come to find out, it's my friend's cousin. Her name is Tay. And we did hang out, and we did talk to each other, and I remember everything that happened. The day that me and her hung out, like it says, she was 13, I was 17, we was walking down the street. Her dad saw us walking down the street together. He ran off the porch in extreme rage, took off his belt and started beating her like it wasn't even his daughter. I didn't even do nothing. That's what's crazy. I just said a couple things like, chill out or whatever. But some of the dudes that I grew up with in the neighborhood end up jumping him, and they beat him up, stopping him from hurting his daughter, which was our friend. We all grew up together and stuff. So that night, he tried to get the police to get me in trouble for being with his daughter. They told him in the year 2000, when I was 17 years old, there's nothing they can do because the law is that if it's a 4-year difference between anybody who's underage, it's consensual from the age of 13 to 17 especially. And they couldn't do anything about it. I didn't do anything to violate the law. She didn't say I did anything. So now that I have a new case, I stabbed this guy. They tell me that I have a new charge, and they tell me if I don't plead guilty, that they're gonna give me 19 years in prison, or I can get out of jail that day. So I signed it, and what I signed is what's illegal in Ohio. This is what's crazy, and I had to plead guilty to it. So I signed that I had a girlfriend that was 13 when I was 17 years old. Everything that we did was consensual. The victim, this girl, her name is Tay. She even It even says on the record that anything that we did was consensual between me and Monty, who was me. But I'm a sex offender. You can look up the details yourself. That's what I'm hoping everybody does. The reason why I'm making these videos, because how many more people they do these things to? I always hear people talking about they're in jail for things they didn't do. I can't vouch for them, but I could definitely vouch for myself, and I have no reason to lie. I never raped anybody. I never did anything like that. Any kind of weird stuff. I'm just not into that kind of thing. People in life are. I'm not. And I never been. But it's crazy that I have to register for 10 years and I don't even have a victim. It made me plead guilty. It even made me sign something saying I'm going to try to come back in the future and sue the courts for this, what I'm speaking about now. So, like I said, I'm a sex offender for doing nothing. I don't even have a victim. My victim, who was 13, was 4 years difference between my age, which is legal in the state of Ohio, said that I did nothing. Said that anything that we did was consensual. Even the prosecutor said that on the record. The prosecutor only said a handful of things, and that was one of them. And you can just look it up yourself. And this is just crazy. Like, I'm trying to get help with it in my life and stuff, because it actually is hampering me from doing things. Like every year that I have to register, every year that I'm on probation for it, the state of Ohio actually receives money for that. And I didn't even do nothing. So it's not justice. It's not fair. On top of this, my probation and the judge had me on doing extreme stuff. Like I actually did something. And I'm not even a bad guy. I don't trap. I don't do nothing. I don't rob niggas. I just make gardens and shit. And just, try to help people with Islam. That's it. That's all I do. So, I just hope people seeing this video, they'll look it up for themselves and see what I'm talking about. Because I am a sex offender and I have no victim. The victim said I did nothing, but they made me plead guilty to it. Or the judge told me I was going to do 19 years in prison. So, Bismillah, inshallah, man. Everybody.